Welcome, everyone, to another installment, another double digits installment, I might add. Episode 11 of From the Tips. It is me, Brian, and my boy, Rick. How you doing, man?
I'm doing swell. It's episode 11.
Love the swell. That was a great word choice.
Yeah, no, it's a new word. I don't
Well,
think
okay, well, it's not a new, it's not like you just created swell.
Well, no, I didn't just create
No.
it, but I think that's the first time anyone's used the word swell on this podcast. So we should probably write that down as like a milestone.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's an important word, milestone.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I'm doing good. This weekend was an interesting one in a lot of senses of the word.
A lot of ways.
Hopefully people aren't too frustrated with us. We'll get into a little bit of why you might be frustrated with us in a second. But yeah, I'm doing good. You doing all right?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. In fact,
Fantastic. I
would say I'm doing swell.
I feel like swell and fantastic are a little different, but okay, I'll
They
give it to you.
They might be, but I feel like any descriptor that's like in a good connotation is good. I feel like the one you have to avoid, or else people are going to be like, "Oh my gosh, she's in like the greatest mood of all time," is if like you say something like, "I'm doing like bombastic" or something like that. You just have to go outlandish.
Mr. Bombastic.
Yes.
If
I
you
forget.
just come out, if someone asks you how you're doing, and you say, "You know what? I'm Mr. Bombastic." That's what's going on right now.
Could you imagine if someone's like straight up said that to you?
Just triggers.
I'm Mr. Bombastic. It's like, oh, okay, all right. You're having a really good day. I get that. Congratulations. You're having
I'll talk to you
a
later.
great day.
Talk to me when you're not bombastic.
Yeah, right. Speaking of great days, though, we have one coming up, me and Rick, on Thursday of this week, and then we'll be on next week's episode 12. We have an interview for the ages for you. We actually got a Temple University golfer to talk to us. Don't ask us why. We don't get it either. What?
I need to put this on the record. It was Brian. Brian is the social butterfly of the two of us. I'm not going to take any credit for the fact that this interview is happening. Thank Brian for this one. Continue.
I did have a sneaky advantage, though. But Dawson Anders of the Temple University golf team will be having an interview with us. He recently in 2020 won the Delaware Amateur Championship by shooting 13 birdies and an eagle in 3 days. Just an absolute manhandling of that golf course. And, you know, with all these golf accolades, we have to remember what's most important is that he was my hockey teammate in high school. And I'm sure he carries that with a higher standard than any golf championship he might win.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I mean,
definitely just like a plaque next to his trophy, in front of his trophy, actually, that says, "I was teammates with Brian Bingaman."
Hey, you can run it back on my personal Instagram page. Scroll down a bit. There is a picture of me and Dawson on the ice. You will notice that, in fact, I don't have my blocker or glove on because I was sitting that night, which because he was just a far better athlete than I was. And that kind of goes to show a little bit there as he is winning golf tournaments in collegiate fashion. And I talk on a podcast and am a 20 handicap. So it is what it is. But that interview is going to be super cool. Really excited to get to talk to him, kind of find out what college golf is all about and what winning on the college circuit is like. So that's super cool. Very thankful that he's going to give us that interview, and we're excited about it. So hopefully
very excited about that. Speaking of days and important days, we have a bunch of them coming up. Probably the most important day of the year coming up tomorrow. Well, today, I guess, for everybody listening. Today is National Puppy Day for everybody listening. The 23rd of March is National Puppy Day. So
borderline, the most important day ever.
Of any puppies that you have or that you know of. I will be very upset if I don't receive any pictures of puppies, because puppies are the greatest thing that has ever happened to humans. And I will stand on that hill forever. Also,
videos are also accepted. Videos,
yes.
Videos will also actually, I would support videos almost more than pictures.
This is true.
If I'm being honest.
Please send those as well. Going along with that, actually, a close second, it's also National Chip and Dip Day, which I know you are probably very excited about, Brian, because
I'm a big chip and dip guy.
A huge chip and dip guy.
Huge.
So that is also going on March 24th, which would be Wednesday, We have National Cheesesteak Day, which is a big day for us Philadelphians.
Oh, love cheesesteaks.
That
Go get yourself a
are
cheesesteak,
fantastic.
people.
Speaking of cheesesteaks, we have a free ad right now because Gina and I went to Curly's. Anyone in the Philadelphia area, Levittown area, Curly's has a fantastic cheesesteak. They have a fantastic everything, actually. Go check them out. I think Curly's Creations, I believe, is the full name for it. Really good cheesesteak, about a pound of meat. They also
It
had
looked so good.
They also had a burger with brisket on it, which was delicious.
Oh,
yeah, that was so good.
Oh,
so go check them out. They're just a little small business making some good cheesesteaks. So that's that. March 25th, which is the day that we will actually be talking to Dawson, is National Medal of Honor Day. So thank you to all of those that have served. We do appreciate that a lot. And that's pretty much it for the rest of the week. Not really worried about anything else. March 27th is National Joe Day. So if your name is Joe, happy day.
Nice.
On March 27th.
Happy Joe Day to all
the Joes out there. Nothing else really to write home about there. So let's get into some of the golf.
Well, also I want to touch base on before we get into that. Speaking of Joe Day, if there are Joes listening to the podcast, first of all, congratulations on your name being a national day. Way to go on that one. Don't know how you kind of got that one, but
I don't have that.
Yeah, we're proud of you there. Also, I want to mention specifically Joe's on Joe Day, but you can do it whenever you want to. We now have a YouTube channel.
True.
And I'm going to need on Joe Day at least 15 Joes subscribing to our YouTube channel. And then every other day, any day, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's From the Tips Podcast on YouTube. We will have the link on our Instagram so you can find that. We will also be posting all of our podcasts that we end up posting on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever you listen to your podcasts on.
A video podcast.
Indeed, we are. So we are going to be doing that as well, posting a video on the YouTube page, probably on average the day after. Really depends on how much editing we have to do, depending on what we have in the works. Because obviously the summer is coming up and the content is going to be flowing, as it were. Yes. Speaking of content, you brought up today that we need to do a match play situation with Dawson. And hopefully that can happen. We got to bring it up to him because I think he would really get a kick out of just beating us into a pulp.
Like I said, I think he could give us like 20 strokes and probably still beat us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just based on what you've told me about his golf game, I'm really excited to talk to him and see what he's experienced in the world of golf, because I never played in school or anything like that. I just picked it up as a degenerate after college, as did you. So I'm really excited to see what it was like playing golf in school. And I mean, he's currently playing in school, so I'm excited to see what he has going on.
I mean, I don't even have to be the one to tell you about his golf game. Right here in an article on templenews.com, it says Anders broke par 22 times with 21 birdies and an eagle on his winning weekend at the Delaware Amateur Championship. So I don't even have to tell you about his golf game. I'm just going to let the stat line do it for me, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Except he ended up going into a 3-hole playoff, which is fascinating that you can have a line like that and go into a 3-hole playoff to win.
Yeah, that's crazy. The other person must have just done ridiculously well also.
I guess. But, that does transition well into professional golf that happened to happen this weekend. And as much as we very much enjoy following the PGA Tour, love every second of it, I got to say the Honda Classic is probably the most boring golf all season long.
I wouldn't say all season long. I think it just happened to be this week. I feel like a lot of years there is a lot of good golf that gets played at the Honda Classic. I just think for some reason, I don't know why, but I guess for some reason people just didn't want to play in it this year. Not a lot of big names playing this week, unfortunately, but we do have a lot of big names coming back next week, which is very exciting. We'll get into that. But for now, we'll talk a little bit about the Honda Classic. I want to start it off. We're all about honesty on this podcast. I'm not going to lie to you guys because I love you.
We would never lie. People that I
love. I didn't watch pretty much any of it this weekend. Pretty
both,
busy.
brother.
I got out of
You and
work
me both.
late on Thursday and Friday, so I didn't get to watch any on then. Saturday, as I mentioned before, was Gina's birthday. So Saturday after work, I was with her all day, completely busy. And Sunday, we went out and golfed in the morning. And then I also had stuff to do at night. So I didn't get to watch pretty much any of it. Most of what I saw regarding the tournament was highlights. And honestly, it doesn't look like I missed too much excitement-wise because Matt Jones won by 5 strokes over Brandon Hagee, who had sole second at -7. So excitement-wise, it doesn't look like we missed too much.
Not looking like we missed a whole lot.
It does look like the course was playing fairly difficult, though, which I think would have been a little exciting to watch. Because it's always good to see most of the guys being in single digits under par for the weekend.
Yeah, I always do enjoy something like that.
Everybody except for Matt Jones was. Did you get to watch any of it? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but
I got to watch a good amount of the highlights. Really, the main takeaway for something big that happened was Aaron Wise had the outright lead going into Sunday and then just played horrendous on Sunday. He had a 3-putt on a hole when he was behind Matt Jones at the time. I believe he was like T3, he had another 3-putt, ended T13 at +3 on Sunday.
Ooh.
And then finished the entire tournament at 4 under. I feel like when you have the outright lead going into Sunday, you just can't have a Sunday performance like that. And Mr. Wise was better. Yeah, Mr. Wise was having a off day of all off days, really. So congratulations to Matt Jones, though, on the win. I got to say, as much as the Honda Classic was boring this year, it is definitely in the running. And I want to ask you if you have an idea here. In the running for one of the coolest logos on tour. They kind of did a throwback to what the Honda Classic logo looked like in the 70s and 80s. It's kind of like that kind of font with a little flag going through it. I think it's it's like a really cool, just simplistic logo. I love stuff like that. So I saw that and I was like, that's a badass logo. So I want to ask you, as far as logos in golf are concerned, do you have a favorite? Is one of them on your radar as being super cool? I mean, we can ignore the Masters. That one's obviously first place. But as far as every other tournament, coolest logo that you can think of right now, you got one? Or am I just a logo nerd? That might just be a me thing.
I think you're a logo nerd.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I think you take the cake as far as equipment and logo nerd.
I love that stuff, man.
I will say I do really enjoy the logo of the World Golf Championships.
Yeah.
Just the globe with the colors. I like it.
I feel like you look at that and you know it's important. You're like, damn, that's
yeah, exactly.
That's something I want to win there.
It reminds you of the Olympics with the colors they have and everything like that.
Oh, for sure.
So that's definitely up there. I'm sure there's others that I just can't think of off the top of my head. I'm more of a nerd for the trophies than anything.
Yeah, you're a big
trophy
guy.
I like the nice trophies. If it's got a good trophy, then I'm there for it. That's pretty much all I have to say on that. Do you have anything else to talk about on the Classic? Because I really don't.
What's really sad is no, I don't. I do have to say that PGA National, the course they played, it's a nice course. It's a really nice course. 15, 16, 17 are discussed as being some of the hardest.
Bear Trap, right? That's what
the Bear Trap. Some of the hardest holes in golf. And I guess it showed, considering everybody was, under double digits for under par, except for Matt Jones, who played out of his mind pretty much Saturday and Sunday. So honestly, I have nothing else to touch on the Honda Classic. I think it's just because of our pure excitement for what next week is. And we will obviously, yeah. I love that. We will get into it. Yeah. We do want to touch base on the LPGA returning this week at the Aviara Golf Club for the Kia Classic. There are no tee times or anything like that quite yet.
They do that much later.
They really do. They kind of hone in that field much later than any other organization.
I don't really know why that is. If
I'm not quite sure either.
Let us know. If you know anyone who might know, reach out to them, have them tell us. Because I would be interested to know, because we already have the field set for the WGC this weekend.
Correct.
So it is a little confusing to me that they don't have the field set for the LPGA at the Kia Classic this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with
but
that.
Maybe that's just how the LPGA rolls. We don't know.
I guess so. But also,
but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the LPGA to be back. I saw Justin Thomas posted a picture of Michelle Wee West on his Instagram story. I think it was today. Basically just getting hype about it coming back this week. So that's also good to see that the PGA and the LPGA players get along well enough to the point where they're cheering each other on and wanting to see everybody doing well.
Well, when it comes to Michelle Wee West, she's like LPGA god tier, man. She's legend status.
She's like the JT or Rory currently of the LPGA. I feel like everybody who follows the LPGA is just a fan of her because of who she is.
And she's also like, I mean, I've heard so many good things about her, like incredibly nice person. I don't know if you've heard any interviews with her, but she's a great interview. And then she took that break to have children and have a family. And it's just so refreshing to see her back playing golf because you can see how happy the golf makes her. Like, obviously, her family and her husband make her happy as well. But, just seeing someone like that who has basically given their life to golf, being able to get back and do it, that's awesome.
Yeah, always good to see.
Always awesome.
So more on that next week after we have the field and, well, obviously
all that stuff figured out. Yeah.
But yeah, after everything's done, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Just wanted to touch on that because they've taken a 3-week hiatus on the LPGA tour, so we haven't gotten any lady golf for the past few weeks, which sucks because we were just getting into it.
Yeah, we were just gaining some momentum on that
tournament, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, we're taking 3 weeks off." Like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just go watch the Corn Ferry Tour now, which
you should do.
Which I'm going to. I didn't watch it this weekend, but I will say that Bobby Diaz is now one of my favorite people ever.
Man, the legend. Man, the legend status.
Most people listening probably don't follow the Corn Ferry Tour at all, or the Web.com Tour, I think it's called now. I don't really either, but I do follow their Instagram page. So I do keep up with it a little bit. So this week at the Louisiana Open at I'm gonna get this, Le Triomphe Golf and Country Club. I think that's how you say it.
I guarantee you butchered that, but I love the effort. 100%. I love the effort.
That is that
effort at 1,000.
The Golf and Country Club over there. Bobby Diaz is the winner there this week. His first ever tour sanctioned win for him. I don't recall exactly how long he's been playing golf. It's been a little bit.
I actually have that stat for you right here.
Ooh, I love it.
After 193 tour sanctioned starts, Roberto Diaz gets his first win, finishing at 18 under to earn the title this weekend at the Louisiana Open. Also, Rick, I want to touch base on this because I know you said he's your favorite golfer, but now I feel like I can cement this for you. There's a picture of him. Do you want to know what his socks were?
I saw that picture.
You saw that?
And
you saw that?
That's actually what was like, okay, this guy, I need to talk to this guy.
Stamped.
By the way, we should definitely reach out to him. And see
I got to reach out to this guy. He was doused in Michelob Ultra like a legend after his win.
So we're getting like way off track here right now. I got to reel it back.
I feel like this is on track, personally.
Just so everyone's following us, because we're just like rambling on about the web.com tour right now, which no one cares about. For the record, Bobby Diaz, that's what I'm calling him.
Bobby Diaz.
There's a picture of him after the tournament holding his trophy, just looking as excited as you can possibly look to hold a golf trophy. And his pants legs are up a little bit, obviously, because he's sitting down. And underneath, you can peek Captain America socks.
Peep some Captain America socks.
I was very happy to see that because I don't usually picture professional athletes as big nerds. One of the reasons that Rodrigo Blankenship, the kicker for the Colts, is one of my favorite players in the NFL right now.
Other than the glasses? Is it the glasses?
Massive nerd, and I love it. I remember in the middle of this year, they asked him before one of his first starts, they were like, "What were you doing like yesterday?" And he was like, "Oh, I was building a Lego spaceship with my girlfriend." And I was like, "All right, like you're my favorite now."
All right,
I immediately picked him up on my fantasy football team.
You're cool.
If there was fantasy golf, Bobby Diaz would be on my fantasy golf team right now.
Look, and he's
wearing Captain America socks, and he celebrated like Stone Cold Steve Austin, just getting doused in Michelob Ultra.
Which is, first of all, awesome. Good on you for watching your calorie count. We appreciate that. Drinking the Michelob Ultra, I get that.
Athletes got to keep track.
I don't mean to keep harping on the Sox, but I have to talk about this because if, listener, Bobby Diaz is not one of your favorite Korn Ferry Tour golfers, and when he makes the tour should be your favorite golfer, the reason he wears superhero socks is from his young nephew back at home, and Bobby Diaz was able to return home to Mexico last week for the first time in 18 months and see his nephew, who gave him the
amazing.
socks.
Oh, he gave him the socks?
Gave him the socks that he wore.
Amazing.
I mean, this writes itself. This writes itself.
If you don't like him, you're just a horrible person.
I don't know what to tell you. He's got his nephew's superhero socks on. He's getting doused in beer like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's wearing a sick pink polo. Dedicated the win to his mom.
Who's been dead for some time now, unfortunately.
Yes. And he started in 193 Korn Ferry Tour sanctioned events without a win. That is commitment level 5,000. To be able to do that without winning.
What does that remind you
of? Yeah, I know. But at least he gets second, you know?
He will be in the field this week.
He will be in the field this week. I also do not have a good outlook for him.
I do not either.
Okay, well, as long as we're on the same page there.
Challenge, March Madness bracket challenge.
Yes, let's get into that, shall we? Because this is going to be the most exciting part of the episode.
We can't get into that because we have to get into something else real quick.
Do we now?
So as the listener knows, yeah, we do. No, it's not in the notes.
It's not in the. Why would you not
as everybody listening knows, every week we do a Brian picks.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah. For yet another week, it's been a rough go for our man Brian over here.
Oh no!
If you don't remember, what we did was back-to-back top 10s for Lee Westwood and Daniel Berger. Which one would shoot better? Which one would make a top 10 again? Blah blah blah. Who would shoot better? I think was the actual bet. So Daniel Berger apparently decided not to play. So there goes that, because Brian said that he would beat Lee Westwood. You said that he would go T9 again, and you said that Lee Westwood would go T28 this week. Rough week all around for you. Berger didn't play, and then Lee Westwood went +8 on Thursday and Friday and didn't even make the cut. How are you feeling about that?
Look, I'm in a bit of a rough patch here as far as
how's your confidence
concerned.
Going into the picks this week?
Shot, to be honest with you.
Have any? Is there any confidence there, or is it just like?
Oh no, not even kind of. I went through this off gut reaction and gut reaction alone. I was like, look, we got to get you back into some sort of win column here. Just don't try and be too fancy. Just go with your gut. Right now it's kind of working out at least decently as far as like actual March Madness is concerned. I am leading the little group that I'm in, but also
you have a March Madness bracket.
Just the one, because my buddy was.
Did you pick Oral Roberts to win?
I did not. No.
Oh, so
I also did not pick Loyola Chicago. So I can't. I don't know why I would count out Sister Jean. She's 101 years old, and she's done it before. But my girl is double vaccinated and masked up in there,
ready to
watching basketball. She was doing the pregame prayers. Decided apparently during her pregame prayer to add a bit of a scouting report into her pregame prayer. I'm like, Sister Jean, I mean, you go, girl, you do it. So
okay, so apparently Brian is into college basketball now.
Honestly, just Sister Jean. That's it.
Okay, fair.
Once Loyola Chicago's out, I ain't watching.
I personally am not into college basketball. I'm not into basketball at all. I think basketball is
I hate basketball.
I actually, for the first time in a long time, did not make a bracket this year because honestly, I just totally forgot that March Madness was starting.
It sneaks up on you. I'm not gonna lie.
It does, yeah.
It sneaks up on you.
I was at the gym and I saw a game was on and it was like round 1, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not making a bracket this year.
That happened quickly.
But I'll tell you what I do enjoy watching, and that's golf. And I'll tell you that I am confident in my bracket for this week. For those that don't know, this weekend is the WGC, another World Golf Championship, second one of the year. Dell Technologies Match Play. Okay, that's where it gets exciting, is that we have match play this week.
Oh, yeah.
Match play, for those that don't know what match play is you go through the hole with whoever you're playing with, and whoever shoots the lowest score wins the hole. Okay, fairly simple. So basically what they're doing is they have multiple groups of 4 people, and then those guys are going to play through. Whoever wins that group moves on to the next round, just like March Madness. Okay. If you go on the PGA Tour website, I believe it is. There's a few places you can find it. I'm going to post it on our page, a link that you can go to do a bracket and follow along with us.
Yeah. It is on the PGA Tour website. It's fantasybracket.pgatour.com.
Okay, there you go. Sorry. Yeah. I'm glad you picked up that.
I got you. Not a problem.
Did you see what just happened to me there?
Yeah, you had a little bit of brain seizure. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
I don't really know what just happened there. I was in mid-sentence.
Happens to the best of us, buddy.
Everything that I was trying to say. Oh man, people are gonna screenshot that on this video. And just,
I hope so. I hope you turned.
I literally feel like
quickly.
I just I don't even know.
Deer in headlights, honestly. Just blanked.
So anyway, we made our own brackets, and we're gonna go through them a little bit here because we're very excited. And I think I made a pretty good bracket. Brian thinks it's a bold move, who I have winning. And
I do. A bold move, I do think it's very bold,
which is why I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna go on our Instagram page, and you're gonna pick out the picture of the bracket while you're listening to this little segment that we do right now, and you're gonna follow along. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of golfers, and I'm not gonna name all of them. I'm gonna say who I have winning the first few groups. And then we'll get into specifics after that. Okay. Unless you want to, Brian, if you want to go through.
Yeah, we do not have to go through. We'll skip the whole the 4-man group situation in the first round. We'll just say who wins and moves on.
Yeah,
and then we'll get into some specifics.
Everybody go on our Instagram page right now, grab it, grab the bracket, follow along with us. Here we go. Group 1. Brian, who do you have winning group 1?
I feel like we both have the same person. I have DJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to go against DJ in this situation. I think the only person that really gives him even a little bit of a shot is Kevin Na. The other two, I just don't really see being any sort of competition for DJ, especially if he's on his game, which he pretty much always is now.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like that just goes without saying. He is the number 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah, he is the number 1 seed for a reason. So DJ is going to move on for both of us in the first group. Let's go into group 2. Who do you have winning group 2?
I got our boy from Korea, Sung Jae-im.
I as well have Sung Jae-im.
All right, so we're on the same page so far.
Yeah, so far. I'm thinking the seeding is looking pretty good. Leishman might have a chance if he shows up this weekend to give Sung Jae a little bit of a challenge. But I think Sung Jae is just really consistent as a young guy. The only thing that could really hurt him this week is the pressure of a WGC event.
I think with Mark Leishman, it really matters that he gets off to a hot start, because if he birdies in the first 5 holes, he catches some momentum. But he's also been, I mean, just watching him, he's been known to bogey twice in the first 5 holes, and it's basically over. And when it comes to this match play, if you're not on day 1, you're going home. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
True. Going into group 3, who do you have winning group 3? This is actually a pretty competitive group, and I think this is probably one of the most, if not the most competitive groups of the first day.
This is one of the more competitive groups. A lot of guys that can win and play a lot of the same style of golf. I went with Webb Simpson. I just think he's the all-around best in this group, and has kind of proven that this year. I think he's playing really good golf this year. But I was this close to choosing Paul Casey. I was right there to choose.
I actually did choose Paul Casey.
You did Paul choose
Casey
him?
Was my pick. Yeah. I think that he's gonna do it. It's gonna be close for sure. The problem with Webb Simpson is just I feel like we haven't seen enough of him this year.
Yeah, that's true.
He hasn't been a part of too many events as far as I'm aware, and if he has, he just hasn't played well enough to be talked about anyway.
It's just we've seen him play good golf, so I have confidence in that. Like I said, I'm on a tough run right now as far as picks are concerned. So I had to go gut reaction here.
No, and I get that.
Gotta do what you gotta do when you're in a low spell,
Honestly, Webb Simpson was my 3rd pick in this group.
Ooh.
I honestly just I don't have too much confidence in him going into this week. Gooch was actually my 2nd pick for this group.
Boy, Gooch.
On how he's played of late. But going into group 4, who do you have winning group 4?
In group 4, and I feel like we probably both have the same here. I wanted, the guy I wanted to go for, but I didn't.
I think I went for the guy you wanted to
I
go
hope
for.
you did, because I wanted one of us to. I picked Bryson.
No, group 4.
Oh, wait, where am I? Oh, my bad. I got Lee Westwood. I wanted to pick Tyrrell. Love the sweatshirt guy.
Yeah. The sweatshirt was definitely a tough argument there.
Yeah. But I went with Lee Westwood. Been playing really good golf lately, except for the Honda Classic, obviously. But as far as like 2 back-to-back second places, I can't argue with that kind of momentum. So
my logic going into this one was that he did play so poorly this week.
Right.
Back-to-back second places, and then you play very poorly. I think that's an extreme motivator.
There's got to be a bounce back effort.
I don't know if I have him moving past the second round, but I have him going. I don't remember what my bracket looks like. We're not on round 2 yet. But yeah, I have Lee Westwood winning group 4 on the first day. Group 5, you already said it, Bryson.
Do we both pick Bryson?
I wanted to pick Tommy, but
I wanted to pick Tommy.
I just feel like Bryson has the best chance. Like whether you love or hate him, like we've said, he's a great golfer. He's playing really well right now, so I think it's too hard to count him out.
It's the distance advantage, man. It's like you can't
especially
argue
in that
with it.
Group.
You can't argue with it. Yeah, not a lot of long hitters in that group.
Yeah, so it was hard to count him out there. Another guy, I don't know how far I have him making it, but he definitely makes it out of the first round, I think.
Right.
Moving on to group number 6. This was actually another, I feel like, pretty competitive group.
I agree.
Overall, because Zalatoris has been playing pretty well. Dylan Fratelli is not bad. He just hasn't been around as much. And then Jason Kokrak is a good young player.
Jason Kokrak's been on a run recently with some really good golf.
Who's the second place wonder. So who do you have winning group 6?
I actually have Jason Kokrak. I think he's been playing really good golf, and I think he'll move into the second round. I just think he's coming off a lot of good cuts made and some really good golf being played. He might not be always ending up in the top 10, but sometimes he is, and then sometimes he's just been playing really competitive and not missing cuts, which I think is huge for your confidence. So
definitely huge. This is actually probably one of the other ones I had a little bit of an issue picking. I was a little torn between picking a few other guys, but I did go with Tony Finau in this group. Tony Finau was my pick in this group.
I get that. I get that choice. I do not judge you for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. A lot of the guys, I could see you saying any of these guys winning this week, and I wouldn't call you crazy.
I think the only person where I'd be like, is if like you told me Dylan Fratelli confidently is going to win this group. I'd be like,
If you're like, there's a chance Dylan wins this, then okay.
There is a chance, obviously.
There's not even a chance that anyone else beats Dylan, and I'm like,
you're wrong. Everybody's entitled to opinion, but I mean, you're wrong. So
group number 7. This one I feel like you might have had a little bit of a tough time picking with here. Who'd you pick for group number 7?
Look, I had to go with the best smile in golf. I had to go Victor Hovland.
I figured you would.
Here's the thing. If I catch heat one more time for not picking Abraham Answer, I swear, okay, he's not winning this group. Get out of my face, okay? Victor Hovland is going to smile and giggle his way to the win of this group with bombs and an improved short game.
Well, it's good that you have that opinion. It stinks that it's wrong, but it's good that you have that opinion because I do think Abraham Answer will be upsetting Victor Hovland in this group on day 1.
I refuse to believe. I think I accidentally got this Abraham Answer hate from like people being like, you should have picked him, And I was right, by the way. Okay.
That's true. That's what happened.
Like I low-key have this Abraham Answer hate for no reason now.
I actually did have a little bit of an issue picking the next one. I don't know if you had any issues with group 8. I was like a little bit back and forth between Max Homa and Colin Morikawa on this one.
Yeah, same.
I did end up going with Colin Morikawa because as I said, what was it, 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, I'm on the Colin Morikawa train.
Well, he's a confirmed from the tips listener, so I mean,
he is, yes. So we have to support our guys. We got to support our guys. So Colin Morikawa wins group 8. If you ask me, do you have any other opinion on that, or you got Morikawa in it?
No, I also have Morikawa. However, I also did have an issue between him and Max Homa because I really like Max Homa and the way he's playing recently. I just think Colin Morikawa overall is just a better golfer.
Yeah, especially with the amount of wins that he has and having a major and a WGC already, I don't see how you can count him out in this situation.
Agreed. Agreed.
Group 9. I wanted to pick Kiz. I really did.
So did I.
Just because I would love to see Kiz moving on. But I don't think he's beating JT. There's just no way.
No. Also, he does have a Dell match play championship under his belt already.
Does he? I did not know that.
Yes, this is a tournament that he has won before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not beating JT though.
No, that's just not happening. I think he just got screwed over by who his first group was. Yeah,
no, for sure. Because Louis Oosthuizen is probably going to beat him. Matt Kuchar has been playing okay pretty recently, so I don't see him coming on.
I do think Kiz competes with this group, though. I don't think it's like a complete wash for him.
I think he competes with the other three. I don't know if any of them compete with JT, especially with how he's been playing in his win.
Look, all I'm saying, Kiz, is if you want to be a From the Tips guy, if you want to be our guy and get our 100% support no matter what situation, you come on the pod and let us know. You come on the pod, Kiz.
Otherwise, JT, you can come on too.
Exactly. I mean, we're not gonna judge JT if he wants to come on either. You know, basically what I'm telling you is, if you are a golfer, and Dawson's gonna find this out, you will have our support 1,000%. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Come and talk to us. If you come and talk to us,
that's all it takes. Is just to have a conversation. That's all it takes. All it takes.
If you have a conversation with us, we'll show up to your tournament shirtless with your name painted on our chest. That's just how it's gonna happen.
That's just how it's gonna go. I have no shame in that.
People probably won't be happy about it, but it's gonna happen.
Zero shame. Yes, JT does win Group 1. That got off the rails quickly.
Way off the rails.
How did that end up in us not having shirts on? What happened?
We went from Kevin and JT to us just not wearing shirts, which no one wants to see.
I feel like that's a generally how our conversations go.
Yeah. Group 10's a tough one because I feel like it's not really an upset. I don't know why the rankings are this way. I mean, I know why they are this way. But like the rankings are confusing me on this one. This is probably the hardest decision I had to make as far as who's going to win this one, because it's Matty Fitz, Matt Wolff, Connors, and Spieth. I actually have the biggest upset possible in this one. I think Jordan Spieth is going to win this group.
Which is weird that's the upset.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Weird.
He's been playing really well, and he's like back in form. So you don't want it to be an upset, but like he hasn't done it for an extended period of time yet, so he hasn't been able to climb the world golf rankings yet. So it is an upset, but it kind of isn't, because he's been playing better than Matt Wolff. Unfortunately for you, Matty Fitz has been kind of neck and neck with him recently, and Corey Connors has been playing pretty good golf. So I could see him winning this group also, but I think Jordan Spieth pulls out the first round win in this group.
Yeah, I have Matthew Wolff because I'll never doubt the sexiest man in golf. I'm just gonna ride that until it breaks at that point. I also think that the do up theory kind of works its way into this. I think he's due for a really good one. So I got Matthew Wolff. I understand the Jordan Spieth pick though, because I was pretty close to picking Jordan Spieth too, which it makes no sense that he's the underdog in this group. That just makes zero sense to me. With how he's been playing recently, I don't get that.
Probably one of the easiest ones that I had to pick here. For Group 11, Patrick Cantley.
Yep.
I doubt you have anyone else. Carlos Ortiz, I was like, oh yeah, he had a few good weeks there, but I don't think anyone's gonna beat Cantley in that group.
I was bouncing around the idea of picking Hideki, but no. Patrick Cantley.
No, I think Cantley.
I can't argue with that.
Takes it fairly easily.
Can't argue.
Group 12, not even a question that Patrick Reed is not winning this group, because
I didn't even think about choosing his name. He might be the best seed, but
I hope he gets pounded into the ground this week.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
Do you have Joaquin too?
Joaquin, that's his name. I can't. Joaquin Neiman. If you listen to this podcast, I am more sorry than you will ever know.
Oh my God. This poor guy, man.
I try and I fail every single time.
He probably thought that people were going to finally start pronouncing his name right when Joaquin Phoenix became a very famous actor. And I
thought that was Joaquin Phoenix.
No, man, it's Joaquin. That's Joaquin Phoenix. That's John Wick,
Man.
bro.
No one told me this. No one told me this.
Come on.
Man, this is rough. It's a rough.
You're having a tough one here. You're having a tough one. That's okay, buddy. We'll move on.
Joaquin.
There you go. I'm so proud of you.
Quinoa.
Like quinoa. Yes. Word association, Rick. You got this.
Yes, Joaquin Neiman.
We both chose him though. I think that's basically what we're trying to get.
I kind of wanted to pick Bubba just because of the Bubba slice, but
love the Bubba slice.
I wouldn't complain if Bubba won this group.
No, not at all.
I don't think he will.
I mean, my bracket would get busted pretty quickly, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah. You're not gonna like my next pick because I know
I'm not. I know I'm not gonna like your next pick, and I'm just telling you now, you're wrong.
I know you have X.
Thank you.
Winning this group. I know
yes,
you
I
probably
do.
have X in the top 4, if not the final.
You're damn right I do.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I have Scotty Scheffler beating him in the first round.
Wrong. That's just
I guess
abysmally wrong.
I guess we'll see. But I have Scotty Scheffler winning the first round. Brian has X, obviously.
I mean, my goodness.
He's an X fan. Yeah. Was that Megatron that used to do that with the X? Or Dez? That was Dez.
Yeah, that was
sorry, Megatron. I didn't mean to disrespect you.
I thought you were actually saying Megatron, like from the Transformers movies, and I was like, I'm not quite sure. Was that Dark Side of the Moon? Have I not watched that enough recently?
Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Because like that one, does that even count? Look, all I'm saying is if Shia LaBeouf is not in the film, is it a Transformers movie? No. I'm just saying.
It's not Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. It's not Transformers.
Exactly. That's all. That's all that needs to be said. So basically, to kind of sum up that group, Rick is wrong. We move on.
Okay.
I have an unwavering faith in X. Unwavering.
Okay. I see that. We'll see how that goes on Thursday. Group 14. Who you got winning?
I actually there's someone you'd think I'd go for. And this time, I just couldn't commit myself to it because of how poorly he's been playing recently.
I bet we picked the same person.
Couldn't do it. I went Lanto Griffin.
Oh, we did not pick the same.
Did you go Cameron Smith? You went Cameron Smith?
Yeah. Smith.
I went Lanto Griffin. I think he's playing some good golf recently. I wanted to pick Cam Smith.
Cam Smith is also playing good golf recently.
Exactly. So I feel like this is kind of going to be.
I like both of those picks.
I also have a feeling that Rory could just show us how wrong we are, because obviously he probably listens to the pod too, and at least
don't shut it on him. Don't shut it on him completely, because then when he wins the first round, you can be like, well, I said he had a chance.
all right, fine. I'm gonna shut
Rory
the door.
will not win. But he has a chance.
Okay, fine. I will shut the door completely. Rory's not winning this group. I'm telling you, when he wins the whole damn thing, I'm going to be very sad.
Whatever you say.
It's like the one time I doubted Rory and he just showed me. That's probably how it's going to happen.
All right, group 15. Second to last group of the first round. Who you got winning?
I got Daniel Berger.
I also have Daniel.
That one was pretty self-explanatory for me.
Yeah, pretty easy on that one. And then group 16. I'm sure we probably both picked the same. I
wanted to pick Shane Lowry so badly.
I really did. If Shane plays like he did early this week,
yes,
then he's good.
He's got a shot.
But I don't think John Rahm is going to lose.
No, I could not see that happening.
He's the third seed for a reason. I don't really see any reason to doubt him there.
Not at all.
So that's it on our first round there.
Group stage.
We have the round of 16.
What?
Matchup number 1, Dustin Johnson versus Sung Jae Im. That's who I have.
That's also who I have. So
I have Dustin Johnson winning that, moving on to the next round.
Yeah.
We'll post this also, our picks on the Instagram page, so you guys can see who we picked and see how similar our picks are to yours, if you like them. If maybe you have Abraham Answer on your bracket and want to give Brian some more crap for it, then go for it. Matchup 2. I actually apparently didn't pick this one. I have Paul Casey and Lee Westwood. Do you have that as well?
I got Webb Simpson and Lee Westwood.
Westwood. I actually got Paul Casey winning this against Lee Westwood.
I have Lee Westwood winning against Webb Simpson. Okay. So I actually have Lee moving on to the quarterfinals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should be good. Third matchup for the second round. I have Bryson versus Tony Finau. I have Bryson winning that.
I have Bryson and Jason Kokrak, and I also have Bryson winning.
Okay.
That distance advantage, man. You can't doubt it. That's the thing, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. Matchup number 4, I have the winner of the first round, Abraham Answer, and Colin Morikawa. I have Colin Morikawa winning that. Unfortunately, I don't have Abe moving on past there.
I don't know why you would, because he's not going to make it out of the group stage. I have, I got Victor Hovland and Colin Morikawa. I also have Colin Morikawa moving on. I want to bet on the smile, but I want to bet on the smile, but I can't bet just incredible golf, and that's exactly what Colin Morikawa does. So,
second little grouping, I have Justin versus Jordan.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Justin versus Jordan. Sorry.
J versus JVJ. Yeah.
JVJ. Yeah.
There you go.
I have Justin Thomas winning against Jordan Spieth there.
I got Justin Thomas and Matt Wolff, and sorry, Matty boy, I gotta go with the brain here. I gotta go with the brain here. I'm going JT.
Matchup number 2 on this portion. I have Patrick Cantley and Joaquin Neiman.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right.
Nailed it. First try.
Who do you got winning there?
I have Joaquin Neiman winning this one. Moving on. Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah. You better make that face.
Okay,
it's happening.
I have Patrick Cantley winning that one in the.
Do you?
Yeah, okay. Patrick Cantley, Joaquin Neiman situation. I got PC moving on.
Nice.
Just nicknamed him for him. He's welcome.
For some reason, my one matchup isn't showing up right.
The Scotty Scheffler, Cameron Smith one.
Yeah, it's not showing Cameron Smith's name. I don't know if that's just because I didn't pick him. But I have Scotty Scheffler moving on in that matchup.
That's interesting because he's not beating X. So moving on. I got
another guy who's not making it out of the first round.
Can confirm, stamps, signed, sealed, delivered. I have Xander Schauffele and Lanto Griffin. I have Xander moving on. Obviously, X gonna give it to you.
And last group, I have Daniel Berger versus John Rahm. I think you have the same, correct?
I have the same, and I feel like we have the same.
I feel like we don't.
Do you have Daniel Berger moving on?
I do have Daniel Berger.
That is bold. That is a very bold pick.
Very bold.
That is a very bold pick. Bold,
but I'm sticking with it.
I got John Rahm.
Berger moving on.
I got John.
Quarterfinals.
QF. Here we go.
Here we go. Are we missing? I feel like we're missing some. I feel like
no, we covered them all. Yeah, I have them here. We covered them all.
Enough people.
We got it.
Matchup 1, I got DJ and Paul Casey. Obviously, DJ is gonna win that one.
Duh.
I have him. I think I have him in the
I got Dustin Johnson over Lee Westwood. That's just, I feel like that just goes without saying.
So I had a 1 and a 17 seed there.
That's bold.
If we're going seeding. Next group, I have Bryson versus Morikawa. I think we both have that as well, right?
Yep.
I have Morikawa winning that.
As do I. I think the Bryson train stops there.
Yeah, I think Morikawa is just too good right now.
I think Morikawa just carves him up while Bryson tries to manhandle a course and fails at doing so.
True. Next one I have is JT versus Joaquin Neiman. Unfortunately, I do have Joaquin's reign of terror taking a sudden stop on this round with JT just putting him in the ground.
Reign of terror. Poor Joaquin, man. You jack up his name, and now he's on a reign of terror.
No, that's a good reign of terror.
Okay,
for everybody else, it's bad. For him, it's really good.
It's a good reign of terror.
Unfortunately, it comes to an abrupt stop when he faces JT.
Yeah, I also have JT moving on over Patrick Cantley, so same there.
And then I have for my next one, I have Scotty Scheffler and Daniel Berger.
I don't even know how you got there.
Yeah, but you're going to be even more surprised when I tell you that I have Scotty Scheffler moving on to the final four.
That just makes no sense at all. He's not even going to make it out of the first round, my guy.
My final four is weird. I have the number 1 ranked player. I have the number 4, the number 2, and the number 30th.
That's such a strange final
major
four.
Cinderella story coming here for Scotty Scheffler.
Huge Cinderella story.
At least going into the final four, and then it ends there. So in the semifinals, we have the first matchup of Dustin Johnson and Colin Morikawa. I believe we're both there.
Yep.
We almost just took completely different paths and almost got to the same spot except for Scotty Scheffler.
Well, that's because also Xander's going to be in the Final Four. Just letting you know that now. The two Callaway boys are going at it, and Xander's just flat out better than John Rahm. I'm saying it now.
So I have in the semifinals, I have DJ and Morikawa, and I do have Morikawa winning this. And here's why. We talked about it. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think everything is 2 or 3 weeks ago to me.
I feel like that's like your just
I
general
don't really
timeline.
Remember. I don't really remember. So everything that I say is 2 to 3 weeks.
You're not very good at remembering things. I have to agree.
I don't really remember what we talked about at the beginning of the show. So that's where that's tough for me.
Whole bunch of stuff. So that's fine.
But we did talk about it before, how Dustin Johnson has like some of the least amount of birdies on tour right now. He hasn't played quite as much, but the stats are still really ridiculous that he hasn't had nearly any birdies. He will get a lot of pars, but I think Morikawa is just he does get a lot of birdies sometimes. And I think if he's on this weekend, then it's just a no shot because DJ is going to play well. He's going to shoot a few under par, but I just think that Morikawa is going to play really well this weekend. I just see it happening.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I have it different. I had to go with experience over anything here, and DJ just in his winning ways. I have him going to the championship against JT over X, unfortunately. I have Justin Thomas winning it all, by the way, and then Xander Schauffele topping Colin Morikawa for third place.
Okay. I have JT topping Scotty Scheffler in the second semifinals matchup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I have the finals as Morikawa and Thomas. Third place, I have DJ versus Scotty, and I do think DJ pulls out the win there with Scotty getting the fourth place.
Yeah.
And then my bold pick that I mentioned before.
Bold pick.
Brian thinks is very bold, which it is. It is very bold.
It's a bold pick. It's a bold pick.
I think that Colin Morikawa wins his second WGC of the year. Not only just his second WGC, his second WGC of the year this weekend in match play against Justin Thomas. And I think it's going to be a shootout, and I'm really excited if that is actually how it pans out, because one, I'm really bad at brackets, so it probably won't.
Oh yeah, I'm horrible at brackets.
But man, if that were to happen, I would be like losing my mind if JT and Morikawa were in the finals.
You'd be so excited just that your bracket went well.
I'd be so jacked up. The last thing I wanted to ask you regarding the bracket, for those that will be following along and doing your own bracket, the tiebreaker at the end. For March Madness basketball, it's the score, I believe, right? What the score is going to be?
Yeah. So for March Madness basketball, it's the final score of the game.
The tiebreaker for any challenges that you do is the score. For this one, the tiebreaker is the total birdies in the championship match. So for me, that's Morikawa and JT. For you, that's DJ and JT, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many birdies did you have in total?
7.
7.
Just because DJ is not a big birdie guy, and Justin, as much as he can get birdies, I feel like averages like per round maybe 3 or 4. So if DJ turns it on, gets 3, Justin Thomas gets 4, ends up winning, that'll total out to 7. So I actually did think this through, which is nice because I usually don't.
And people will listen to my total amount of birdies and listen to the difference between people that think it through and people that don't think it through.
What'd you put down? 15?
14.
That's so many birdies.
I'm looking for them to just be throwing darts out there.
Just throwing lawn darts on the green.
Yeah, I'm looking for
my gosh.
I need it. I need it
to
happen.
My gosh. That's so many birdies.
Yeah. Wow. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds.
Dude, I thought I was overkill with the 7.
It sounds a little ridiculous now that I think about it out loud.
You have to write it out now. You said,
but I'm writing it out. Yeah, no, we're getting 14 birdies on the last day.
Oh, you got it.
We will keep track of that for next week.
We got to keep track of that. That's a must keep track stat.
Let us know which one of you think is going to be closer on that one. By the way, if Brian was 7 or me with 14.
I feel like Brian with 7 is going to go better.
Not Price is Right rules. Okay, we're not doing
TPIR. No.
Nope.
None of this closest.
So if it's 13, I still win. If it's 13, I win. We're not. It doesn't matter that I'm over.
That is correct.
So wow, that was long. That was a long-winded bracket segment.
Which we knew going into this. That's why we kept the stuff beforehand.
We knew that going into this. We're really excited about this weekend, so I don't blame us for that at all.
It's also the month of brackets, so we have to just ride this out. You know, it's March. We got to do it. You know.
So watch this weekend. We have the Dell Technologies championship. match play, which I'm really excited about because we don't get too many events that aren't stroke play in the PGA. So it's always good to see like different golf games. I personally think they should start incorporating other golf games into PGA Tour events. Like just take like the lesser known of the events, and just like start incorporating other games. Like if we could get like Stableford, like if we could get like
what I was gonna
match play, like we could get all those kind of games in there.
Yeah.
Like I think so many more people would watch because that's what people do while they're out on their course with their buddies, especially when you're like a new golfer and you know you're gonna shoot a 110. Like you don't really care like you're gonna go out and shoot a 110. What you do care about is you're going out with your buddies and you just won that hole by one stroke, even though your buddy shot a 9 and you shot an 8.
And that counts.
Still won that hole.
That counts.
Like that's what people like to do, and I think people would love to see more of that on tour.
Well, what I was gonna say is like for a lot of celebrity like pro-am things, they do Stableford.
Do they?
Yeah. So like I forget exactly what it's called. But this year I believe it was Steph Curry's dad who almost won. Travis Kelce was there, so was Patrick Mahomes. They did Stableford. They like did points for scores. So it's happened like on TV for like kind of like a professional thing. So I feel like they could bring it on tour. And I agree with you. I think like when you bring in more golf games that are not only stroke play, it's so much more fun. And if we're gonna get the game of golf to people like our age and get people our age to fall in love with the game, this is the way that it's gonna need to go. You're gonna have to make it relatable to a point. You know, other professional sports do that. You know, kids play football in their backyards. Kids play baseball growing up. Hockey's a bit weird because that's an expensive one, but kids play basketball growing up. Not all kids play golf growing up. That's not something unless like it's shown to you that someone's gonna, yeah. So like if you want 20-year-olds to get into golf, you're gonna have to show them how fun it can be, and you're gonna have to show them that there's pros that do the same thing that you would be doing with your buddies. So I think we should do like a beer a hole with DJ and Brooks or something like that. And just kind of watch madness ensue.
The only issue with that is then everybody's gonna be drinking Michelob Ultras.
Well, yeah, but we just saw how badass Michelob Ultras can be.
Yeah, but I just feel like it'd be more interesting.
Thank you, Bobby Diaz.
I just feel like it'd be more interesting if you didn't do light beer like that. Like, do you imagine if like I don't know, let's say JT, because he's probably like 150 pounds soaking wet. You imagine JT goes out there playing a beer a hole with like a Yingling.
Oh my gosh, he'd be dead by hole 6.
Like he would be smacked by the end of the round, and it would be so funny. I don't think he'd do it because he'd probably lose another sponsor.
His poor liver, you got to think about his health at some point.
But yeah, so they should do that. Maybe a shot.
Maybe.
You know what? You know what they should do? Social experiment. Okay, PGA.
Love social experiments.
Use it. I'm giving you free reign to use this. Do an event where everybody plays either a beer or a shot a hole, okay? And John Daly's in it. Guaranteed win for John Daly.
He's the commissioner of the entire
Guaranteed win for John Daly.
Except
everybody
he
else
would
is going to be smacked by the end of the round, and John Daly's going to finish his putt on 18, and he's just going to take a bottle of whiskey to the face.
Thing with John Daly, though, is he would do a beer and a shot per hole. And still win because he's John Daly. This is what the man does. All right, let's wrap up the show. We got one question because we took a long time with the bracket stuff. We got one question for the 2-man scramble, our personal favorite segment. So please send in your questions in the comments, in our DMs, on the comment section of our YouTube channel.
DMs are still dry.
The DMs are
actually they're
shockingly
not dry. They're a little bit moist now. Tyler hopped into my DMs this week.
I was like, is he going to say moist or is he going to say damp? And he went straight for moist.
Moist. Sorry if everyone doesn't like that word, moist. Tyler slid into my DMs this week to show me a little creation that he made in his basement, which I showed to you, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Tyler. That's incredible.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler. The dedication on this man is just second to none.
I want to go to his house now.
Yeah, just to use it. So Tyler sent me a picture that he finished building a small putting green in his basement the other day. And I was a little taken aback, I'm not going to lie. Because I've thought about doing that so many times and I just haven't had the motivation to do it. So the fact that he did it, good for you, Tyler. So I'm gonna need
putting is gonna be on this year.
I'm gonna need more people sliding in my DM like Tyler.
Yeah.
Be more like Tyler.
Be more like Tyler. We need a T-shirt that says that. Be more. Like Tyler.
What would Tyler do?
What would Tyler do? He would comment on what we post.
But
which is all you should be doing.
But yeah, besides that, nothing. So get on that, people. Subscribe and message us as much as you possibly want to, because there's like 80 of you, so I'm sure we can handle it.
I feel like we need to like cover so many bases nowadays. We started this off with just a podcast and Instagram. Now we're like follow, like, subscribe, listen. I feel like we have to any sense you have as a human, sight, sound, taste, smell, fill that hole with From the Tips podcast.
Yeah, like how people go to bed watching The Office. Like, do that listening to us now.
Do you not want to hear our voices in your ears when you want to go to sleep?
Like a baby. Mostly because you'll probably put earplugs in to stop having to hear us talk.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then you'll sleep like a baby.
Yeah,
but anyway,
there was no alarm.
Anyway, since we got no questions, I did have a quick question to field to Brian before we get into a short tidbit of our round that we played this weekend, which I do want to talk about.
Right on.
The question I asked him was related to our man Bobby Diaz this week.
Yes.
For those that don't know, go to the Corn Ferry Tour Instagram page and see how he celebrated this week. Like we said, basically Stone Cold Steve Austin. He just doused himself in beer.
Incredible.
So my question to Brian was, you win your first tour sanctioned event. How are you celebrating? Post round immediately. Here we go. Post round immediately. Like, what are you doing? Like the minute that round's done, the minute your interview's done, what are you doing right after that? And then how's the night going?
First off, I'm going to say in this scenario, it's not COVID times. There are fans. I'm immediately looking for my friends and family who will probably be there. And knowing my friends and family, it's going to be rowdy. Someone's going to throw beer on me, at me, around me.
Well, they're going to throw a beer at you, and then you're going to have to use your divot repair tool that you haven't used.
Yeah, and stab it.
Because you don't make divots, and you're just going to stab it and
shotgun it. They're probably going to maul me. I'm not quite sure with everything going on. I'm going to remember to go to the trophy ceremony. I feel like someone's going to have to like Sherpa me over there. Be like, okay, we got to do this. We got to do this. we have Rick picking up the trophy. He's like, yeah, we don't know where he went, but thanks. We'll use this.
It's like that scene in Iron Man when the original guy playing Rhodey gets the award and he's like, Tony would say thank you, and then he's just playing craps and there you can see.
Exactly. So and then immediate all night party, bender, you name it. We're going all out. And you want to know what? Honestly, just carry that into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Sure.
I'm probably not playing the next week. I'm not quite sure I'd be able to make it because we got to party it up, man. We got to party it up. And I hope that Bobby Diaz is doing the same thing because it looked like that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he better be.
It looked like that was the immediate post round looked like what he considered his pregame. He was like, okay, we got to pregame what's happening tonight. Like, what's the move? Yeah. Like, how much money am I spending tonight? Because I just made, I think I made $180,000. We got to spend it all.
Big paycheck today.
Hopefully bigger and better paychecks for Bobby Diaz coming because that's a cool story. But how about you? What are you going to do? Because I mean, you're not a big drinker, so how are you going to go?
I'm not a big drinker, so that makes it a little interesting. First thing I'm doing, like you said, probably finding friends and family. Who are hopefully there supporting me, but we don't know. I guess it would depend on where it was at. But finding whoever's there, celebrating with them. Definitely not going to miss the trophy ceremony because I like the trophies.
You are a big trophy guy.
I have a very small trophy shelf, so any trophy that I get to add to that, I'm excited about. So I'm doing that first. And then honestly, honestly,
can't pre-laugh. Come on now.
I can pre-laugh because we talked about this the other week, and it's honestly probably what I would do. I'd probably just get like a lot of mozzarella sticks and just like lay in bed for the night. Like I honestly don't know like what I would do. Like because like you said, I'm not a huge drinker, so like I don't think I would get like absolutely wasted.
That's funny.
I would probably just like get some Aussie sticks, just as much unhealthy food as I could probably.
Right.
And then just like lay in bed because I'd probably be exhausted because I get exhausted
so
after,
tired.
Exhausted after one round, let alone a whole weekend. So yeah,
and then
probably
you
just lay
won
in
too,
bed,
you know? Yeah.
and then I just probably wake up the next day and do it again. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'd be pretty boring in terms of like how you would celebrate it, because I feel like drinking is a big part of celebrating.
And not always though. You definitely don't need drinks
Yeah,
to
no, you
celebrate.
definitely
It's just
don't.
my preference.
Yeah, I guess it would also depend on like how much money I've made at that point. Because like
True.
if I'm already like sponsored and like if I'm like Tony Finau and I have like one win and like I'm sponsored and everything like that. I mean, obviously we're talking first win here, but like I feel like Tony would probably celebrate like it was his first win if he won now.
Probably, yeah, with
Like if
how
I already have
long
like
it's been.
sponsors and stuff like that, and like I do have money coming in, I'd probably have something like really cool that I would have at my house that I would go do.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe just have like people over, play some games in the basement or something like that. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well,
Could go a lot of ways.
it could go a lot of ways.
Could go a lot of
However,
ways.
touching base on cheese,
Never
an
enough.
idea that Rick and I threw around this evening when we were at the gym, I want to bring up on the pod because I feel like this is something we should ask the fans. What I am thinking here, and I didn't even bring it up to Rick, so this is just off the fly here. I did bring up the one thing. What we're gonna do is on Sunday of the Masters, we're gonna sit down, go on the YouTube channel. We are going to live stream us watching the Sunday Masters. Maybe not the entire day, but definitely by mid-afternoon to when it starts getting really good. We're going to sit down wearing our green and yellow. We are going to make those palmetto grilled cheese sandwiches that you can find at Augusta National Golf Club.
Yes.
And we're just going to sit and watch some golf. Me and Phil are probably going to have some drinks. Rick's going to see how many palmetto grilled cheese sandwiches he can actually eat in one sitting.
Oh, yeah, at least 6.
Yeah, so his call is 6. I'm saying I'm blasting the over on that. I think you guys should too. Blast the over on that one. But if that's something you guys would like to watch, please let us know, because if no one wants to watch that, then we won't do it and we'll just enjoy our privacy watching golf. But if you guys would like to see something like that, let us know, because we'll invite the heck across America guys too. Could come join us, watch some Masters, eat some grilled cheese. Yeah. How much more fun could you be having? I mean, that's it. That's it. So that's just an idea that we're going to toss around to you guys.
I'm on board.
I mean, I too am on board. I agree. This might be one of those things that a single fan doesn't say a word about and we just do anyways because it sounds fun to us.
It sounds fun. Yeah, we should get like a desk and like pretend like we're doing like pre-round coverage.
We should
of the Masters and see how we do with it.
We gonna wear suit jackets?
Yeah.
You're gonna wear a suit jacket voluntarily.
I do have one.
I know you do, but you're going to wear it voluntarily without having to be forced to wear it.
Wearing sweatpants under that desk?
That's a very good point. There's a desk for a reason, right? There's a desk for a reason. You can't argue with the desk.
That's the only reason it's there. Before we wrap it up, because we've been talking a long time now.
Far too long.
About a half an hour of bracket busting.
I love the bracketology, though. Love it.
We did. Brian and I did go out this weekend.
We did.
We went golfing. With Phil, who we've talked about a lot on this podcast and will be on an undisclosed day, which we have discussed with him, and I'm not telling you guys yet because it's a surprise. And our roommate from college, Flurm, if you will.
Big Flurm.
I like calling him Flurm. We went golfing. We went to a place called Rolling Turf, which is a par 3 course near us. It's 12 holes. We did a scramble. So we did the 2-man scramble, yours truly, us two versus them two.
Yes.
And basically what we did was we took their face and just put it in the dirt and just rubbed it in there a little bit.
Yeah, we messed those guys up pretty good.
What did we win? We won an 8, right? Or 9.
Yeah, so we won 4 and 3. We won on 8. Yeah, so we won up 4 with 3 holes to go.
Yeah, so we're pretty much the best. As far as,
hey now.
So if anyone wants
a lot of confidence.
If anyone wants to challenge us, I'm there for it. Par 3 course. I think we shot like 5 over or something like that. The first few holes were a little rough, and then we reined it in after that.
There are 2 par 4s. Which
there
is,
are 2 par 4s. Yes.
We struggled on the one pretty aggressively. The one, Rick, if you were following our Instagram story, Rick had a bomb drive. We walked away with a birdie on that one. That was when the birdie train started.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great drive. That really helped us out in the long run.
So yeah, 2-man scramble is officially a thing.
Welcome to it. We're 1-0. We're 1-0.
1-0 against other golfers.
No. They don't ask how, they ask how many. That's 1-0.
So yeah, we're gonna try to set up some more of those. And actually make videos of those. It's tough right now because we're not used to making videos on the golf course, so we don't really know.
It is a bit hard.
Videography is not our strong suit by any means.
I was a broadcasting major.
I went to school for exercise science, and Brian went for broadcasting, so neither of us really know how that stuff works.
Not even.
But we're doing our best. We're doing our best. If you have any feedback, let us know. But yeah,
I thought we did pretty incredible for the 2-man scramble. A lot of good momentum going into other 2-man scramble moments.
Yeah, no, for sure. Your irons were just on point, and that was
that was helpful. That was
huge reason that we did as well as we did. But yeah, do you have anything else for this week?
No, I think we're good. I think that'll do for episode 11.
Yeah, so keep an ear out. We got some big things coming. YouTube channel, go subscribe. Joe, on your birthday, or not your birthday, your day, because you get a national day for that reason.
Congrats, buddy.
Go subscribe and hang out with us on YouTube. Interview coming next week.
Get excited for that. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a long podcast next week because we can talk a lot, and we also have an interview in there. So I think the interview we did with Justin was like an hour and a half, that episode. Expect another longer one like that with Dawson this time. But I'm really excited for that interview. You guys all should be too. And then, like I said, just keep up with what we got going on. Keep up with the socials. Go follow us. Go like us. Go rate us on Apple Podcasts.
5 stars, preferably.
5 stars. Yeah, you don't rate us if you're not going to give us 5 stars.
That'd just be rude, really.
Don't even worry about it then. So go give us 5 stars on Apple.
All right. That will do it for episode 11 of From the Tips. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next week.
See you later.